It is 7:15 a.m. The humidity of a Japanese August is already clinging to your skin like a wet sheet. You wipe the sweat from your forehead as you step onto the street, the gravel crunching under your shoes. Around you, Hiroshima is waking up. It is a city of water, defined by the 6 rivers that fan out like fingers across the delta. You hear the rhythmic clanging of the green and ivory streetcars, their wheels sparking against the iron rails. To anyone else, this is just Monday, August 6th, 1945. To you, it is simply the start of another long week. High above, far beyond the reach of the naked eye, a silver speck glides through the thin, freezing air of the stratosphere. The Enola Gay is currently crossing the coastline. Inside the cockpit, the air is cold and smells of hydraulic fluid and stale coffee. Colonel Paul Tibbets feels the slight vibration of the 4 massive engines through his flight suit. In the back, the 12-foot-long steel casing nicknamed Little Boy sits silently in its cradle. It is cold to the touch. It is indifferent. Back on the ground, you pass a group of mobilized students. They're young, laughing, despite the exhaustion of the war. They are clearing fire breaks, tearing down old wooden houses to prevent the spread of fires from the firebombing raids that have leveled Tokyo and Osaka. You wonder why Hiroshima has been spared so far. You look up at the sky. It is a piercing, clearless blue. The air raid siren had wailed earlier this morning, but the all-clear has already sounded. People have come out of their shelters. They are going to work, heading to the markets, or simply standing in line for a meager ration of rice. In the B-29, the navigator, Theodore Van Kirk, checks his watch. They are perfectly on schedule. The city is laid out before them like a map. The aiming point is the Ioi Bridge, the unique T-shaped structure in the center of the city. It is an easy target. The crew puts on their heavy, lead-lined goggles. They don't talk much now. The mission has become a matter of mathematics and physics. You stop at a small corner stall to buy a cigarette, or perhaps just to catch your breath. The air is heavy with the smell of river mud and charcoal smoke from breakfast fires. You notice a mother adjusting the collar of her son's school uniform. He is complaining about the heat. You smile at them. A brief moment of human connection in a world that has been at war for as long as anyone can remember. You don't know that in less than 40 minutes, the atoms inside that steel casing at 30,000 feet will begin to dance. The bomber is now on its final approach. The bomb bay doors are tested. The autopilot takes over the plane. Major Thomas Farabee, the bombardier, peers through the Norden bomb site. He's looking for the bridge. He sees the rivers. He sees the shadows of the buildings. He sees the center of your world through a crosshair. You are now walking toward the center of the city, near the Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall with its distinctive copper dome. The sun is getting higher, turning the river water into a shimmering sheet of silver. You hear a hum of a plane. It's faint. A low-frequency buzz that vibrates in your chest before you can even identify it. You aren't worried. Usually it's just a weather plane or a lone scout. The sky is too beautiful for anything terrible to happen. Inside the Enola Gay, the tone sounds. It is a long, steady beep that fills the headsets of the crew. 3, 2, 1. The plane suddenly jerks upward, losing nearly 5 tons of weight in a single heartbeat. The bomb is gone. It falls away into the blue, tumbling silently, its tail fin stabilizing its path. It will take 43 seconds to reach the detonation height. 43 seconds. You look up. You squint against the glare of the morning sun. You see a tiny black dot against the blue. It looks like a bird, or perhaps a scrap of paper caught in an updraft. It is getting larger, but it is still so far away. You think about what you will have for lunch. You think about the letter you need to write tonight. You think about the heat. Inside the falling cylinder, the radar altimeters send pulses to the ground, measuring the distance. The clockwork mechanism inside the bomb clicks. The firing pin is ready. At 1,900 feet above the ground, the internal sensors confirm the location. You see a sudden movement in the air, a distortion of delight. You don't hear a scream. You don't hear a roar. The first thing that happens is the silence. Then the sky doesn't just brighten, it vanishes. A white light more intense than 1,000 suns erupts directly in front of your eyes. It is a flash so violent it bleaches the color from the world. In that microsecond, the temperature at the center of the burst reaches 60 million degrees Celsius. You don't feel the heat yet. You feel the world turn into a negative photograph. The shadows of the railings are burned into the stone of the bridge. The shadow of the mother and her son is etched forever onto the pavement. The air around you is suddenly gone, sucked into a vacuum created by the expanding sphere of energy. Then comes the pressure. A wall of air moving faster than the speed of sound hits you with the force of a collapsing mountain. Buildings don't just fall, they atomize. The wood, the glass, the stone, it all turns into a whirlwind of shrapnel that moves at 800 miles per hour. You are lifted. The world is a roar of gray dust and searing heat. The rivers that were so cool just moments ago begin to boil. The beautiful blue sky is replaced by a towering, roiling column of purple and gray smoke that climbs into the stratosphere, casting a dark, sickly shadow over the ruins of what was once your home. The city is gone. The silence returns, but it is different now. It is the silence of a desert. The only sound is the crackle of 1,000 fires starting at once. You are standing in the center of history, in the hollowed-out heart of the first atomic dawn. The 8:15 a.m. sun continues to rise, but for Hiroshima, the light has already gone out.